So, as you guys all know, the Call of Duty World War II beta weekend number 2 has arrived. It started early once again yesterday. So, now everyone on Xbox gets their chance to play, and PS4 gets to play it again. And I played quite a bit yesterday because they increased the level cap and they even added in a new map, which, as far as I've seen and as far as everyone I've talked to, they hate the map. And I have to kind of agree, it's probably the worst map of the 4 maps in the beta. So if you haven't tried it yet, I wouldn't get too excited to play it. It's nothing special, but I gave you guys kind of my first impressions video last weekend, and this weekend I kind of want to go into a little bit more detail because there are quite a few issues that I have with this game. But let's start out with the positive, of course. Honestly, the sad thing is the only real positive that I can say about this game is that it's boots on the ground. Other than that, I don't really find any other aspect of the game to be anything special compared to other boots on the ground Call of Duties. I just want to kind of break something down for you guys before we get into it, right? And you tell me if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. Let's think about what are the top 5 most popular and generally considered best Call of Duties. In no specific order, I would put them as Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Call of Duty 4, and Modern Warfare 3. Chances are, if you're above the age of like 13, one of those CODs is your favorite, and I think most of the community would agree those are the top 5 in whatever order you want to put them in. Now, remembering that, let's think about the 3 biggest aspects of Call of Duty multiplayer: weapons, kill streaks, and maps. So I just want to compare each of these 3 categories in World War II to those other 5 Call of Duties that I just mentioned. So number 1, weapons. Does Call of Duty World War II have better weapons than Black Ops 2? No. Modern Warfare 2? No. Black Ops 1? No. COD 4? No. MW3? No. How about kill streaks? Does World War II have better kill streaks than Black Ops 2? No. MW2? No. BO1? No. COD 4? Close, but I'd still have to say no. MW3? No. And finally, let's look at the maps. Does World War II have better maps than BO2? No. MW2? No. BO1? No. COD 4? No. And MW3, no. So I think pretty much everyone can agree with that breakdown that I just gave you. Basically, no aspect of World War II is better than any of the other highest tier of best Call of Duty games that have ever released. So I don't really think I'm being too unfair here with my criticism, because when we compare it to the best of the best, this game really can't compete, man. It's really nothing special. And I think what's kind of going on here is people really want to like this game. We've been looking forward to it for so long because of boots on the ground. Everyone wants to really enjoy this game. You know, we've been waiting 3 years for boots on the ground. Everyone really wants this game to succeed, so they're letting a lot of stuff slide that we normally would not let slide, and they're just accepting a lot more problems that normally we wouldn't really accept. So let's get into it. There's a lot of really small issues with this game that I don't really understand, because Call of Duty seems to have a problem of fixing things that do not need to be fixed. For example, the mini-map, okay? If you guys haven't noticed now, it is terrible. Number 1, it's a circle. Number 2, it's way too zoomed in. I don't really understand why it was changed from a square, because there was nothing wrong with the old minimap. Nobody was complaining about the minimap saying, oh, this minimap is terrible, we need to change it to a different shape. Nobody cared about that, but for some reason, they decided to change it to a circle, and the circle, in my opinion, is much worse than the square for gameplay reasons. Next up, we have the pre-game lobby. They changed the whole menu and lobby system. Once again, nobody asked them to do that, but now you don't get to see what the teams are before you start the game, and this is especially annoying because I don't know about you guys, but personally, if I see the teams and I can see that my team is filled with all level 1s who are terrible and the enemy team is filled with all like master prestiges or whatever, I'm just gonna back out of the lobby because we already know how that's gonna go down. I'm gonna do good, my whole team is gonna do terrible, we're gonna lose by 100 points, I'm just gonna get pissed off, and I just just don't want to even be in that situation. So I would just like to avoid that, and the only way to avoid that is to see what the teams are before the game starts. On pretty much every other Call of Duty, that's how it works. I don't understand why they decided to change that for this one, because once again, nobody asked you to. Next, we have the connection bars. If you pull up the scoreboard in the middle of a game, you will notice that it does not show you your connection. I don't really understand why they would do this, because I think everyone would really like to see what their connection is like in the middle of a game. You know, if I see I'm on a 3 bar, then I have to play a little bit differently than if I see I'm on a 4 bar. And if I'm on a 2 bar or a 1 bar, I'm just gonna back out. Like, I don't even want to waste my time on such a terrible connection. But as of right now, I could be playing on a 2 bar and I don't even know it. I'm just thinking, here I am getting shit on, you know, my bullets just aren't registering. But the whole time, you know, I'm playing on a 300 ping 2 bar connection and I just don't even know it. So they need to bring back the connection bars so that we know what we're playing on. Once again, I don't know anyone that asked for those to be taken away. Next, they need to fix the quick draw attachment, because as of right now, it's basically pointless, because quick draw only works if you're standing still. It does not work when you are coming off of your sprint. So there's no point in even running it, because the only time you need quick draw, the only time you need your gun to aim down sights quickly is when you're coming off of a sprint. If you're standing still, then you're already ready for a gunfight. You don't need quick draw in that situation. So I don't really understand what they were thinking when they made it work like that. Hopefully it's a mistake and they can fix it, because it really doesn't make any sense to have it work that way. Next, we have the incendiary shotguns. I actually died on a 25 kill streak yesterday by one of those. The best part is I actually killed the guy, but he hit me with it and I got burned after he was already dead, and then I died. So honestly, I don't feel like I really even need to elaborate on this one, because everyone knows that that shit is stupid. So hopefully they plan on doing something about that. Next, we have the paratroopers. They are a 1250 score streak. That's 13 kills if you're playing TDM. 13. Do you realize that's more kills than a chopper gunner or an AC-130 or dogs or a gunship or pretty much all of the highest kill streaks from the earlier Call of Duties? But all you're getting in this game is some fucking recruit bots on the map that literally probably will not even get you 1 kill, but it's 1250 score for that. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me, man. It's as if the people who created this game never even fucking played it, man, because you could play it one time, call in these paratroopers, realize that they're fucking dog shit, and be like, oh, we need to make these better, or we need to make them like a 600 score streak, not 1250, man. Like, do you even play your own fucking game, man? And finally, we have the divisions. Alright, I'm just gonna say this straight up. I don't like the divisions at all. They are a clear downgrade from the perk system. Maybe you like them though, that's a personal preference, but they're still a downgrade. You can't really customize your class the way you want it to be. For example, I would really like to use a suppressor attachment on my assault rifle, but I can't. Only SMGs can have suppressors in this game, which doesn't really make any sense to me. This is the only Call of Duty where you can only run suppressors on a specific type of gun. Like, I don't understand. Why the fuck can I not run a suppressor on my assault rifle? I need someone to explain that one to me, alright? Please, explain to me the reasoning behind that, because it's not adding up. I fail to see any valid reason for that to be the case. I just don't even understand why they would do that. It just seriously does not make any sense to me, man. So the divisions, I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. I don't know what we could do to really fix them. It seems that this year we're gonna just have to deal with them, but if we could please return to the perk system for the next Call of Duty, that would be much appreciated. But I think I'm just gonna end it there, because honestly, I could sit here and go on forever, but I just wanted to give you guys a couple of things, but nobody probably wants to watch a, 4-hour long video of me complaining. But basically, it comes down to this. If you're gonna take one thing away from this video, just think about this for a second. If you haven't noticed already, Sledgehammer Games has this mentality where they think they need to try to innovate the Call of Duty series. They always need to try something new. they think that this is going to make the games better, but the problem is all of these innovations that they come up with are dog shit. They are completely terrible. Just think about in Advanced Warfare, they innovated with jetpacks and supply drops. The two worst things to ever be implemented in Call of Duty. They started them. And now here we are in World War II. They are now innovating again with these divisions. They've taken away the perk system that we've had for a decade, and now we have divisions where we can't really customize our classes anymore. Like, I get it, man. You're trying to be different, you know, you're trying to innovate, whatever you're trying to do, but you need to realize that your ideas, they fucking suck, man. They're terrible. So maybe let's just tone it down a bit on the innovation and let's more so go with what we know already works. I think that would be a good way to do things from now on. I mean, if you don't want to do that, I think it's safe to say that World War II will go down as one of the worst boots on the ground Call of Duties of all time. And that's all I really need to say. So thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to like rating if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.